In today's video, I'm going over 3 of the best practices to sell way more audiobooks through Audible ACX. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Dane, and on this channel I talk all about self-publishing books on Amazon, on entrepreneurship, and just lifestyle in general. So if that kind of thing interests you, make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video, and hit the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. In today's video, I'm going over the 3 best ways, best practices basically, to earn more income, more royalties from your audiobooks that you sell through Audible ACX, which is Amazon's audiobook platform, which is obviously exploding in the past couple of years, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger. So if your books aren't on Audible yet, you don't have audiobooks published through Audible, but you do have books on Amazon KDP, Audible is the most logical next step for you to earn even more income from your self-published books online. So in this video, I'm going over the 3 best practices I've applied to my audiobooks in order to earn way more royalties and basically just get paid way more money for the books that I publish through Amazon. And these are things that you can apply right from the beginning when you start creating your book in paperback and ebook format. Make sure you have these things ready to go right away, and look long-term, think about the audiobooks that you're gonna make out of these books, and make sure you apply these 3 things. So without further ado, I don't wanna waste any more of your time. Let's jump into my computer, and I'll show you exactly what these 3 strategies are. So we're in my computer here now, and as you can see, 3 ways to make more money with audiobooks. So let's dive right into this with way number 1. Number 1 is get them to 3 hours or 5 hours is my personal favorite, or more in length, right? When I say 5 hours, I mean 5 hours for the narration time, for how long your audiobook is going to be when someone reads it in full and it's narrated on the platform. So here are the pricing tiers when it comes to Audible. And the way that Audible works, it prices books based off of the length that the audiobook is. So if you don't know that, here is why this is so important. So looking at this, you can see this is what the pricing is on Audible. This isn't what you're earning. So just make sure that's clear. I'll show you what you're earning in just a second. This is what your audiobook is priced at on the audiobook, on the Audible platform. So look at 0 to 1 hours is priced at $3.95, so very low, almost nothing. If your book is around an hour to 3 hours long, it's gonna be $6.95. If it's 3 hours to 5 hours, $14.95. 5 to 10 hours, $19.95. 10 to 20 hours, $24.95. 20 hours or more, $29.95 or more. So you can see the pricing there. You can see almost right away why it's important to kind of get into this mid-range or more, because these ones are very, very low. But let me show you what your earnings are now based on those prices. So here's the royalty earnings. Anything below 3 hours is usually $1 or so or less, right? So just keep that in mind. That's why that 3-hour threshold is so important. If you have a book that's shorter than 3 hours, you can see how low the royalty is going to be. It's from $1, which is pretty much nothing. Getting to 3 to 5 hours, it's going to start to earn you $3 to $4 per sale. So you can see the jump there and how much more money you can make. You're making 3 to 4 times more than if your book is below 3 hours. So it's very important, if your book is like 2 hours and 50 minutes, to add something to it and just make it 3 hours or longer. Make sure it's obviously quality content you're adding, but you're going to earn long-term way more money from a book that's 3 hours compared to a book that's 2 hours and 50 minutes. Looking at 5 to 10 hours, $4 to $6.50, so you're making even more. And what I found is that audiobooks that are around 5 hours probably sell the best, in my opinion, and the books that I've sold, those are the books that have sold the best. 3 hours is kind of short for an audiobook. 5 hours to 10 hours is a very good sweet spot for one single audiobook from what I found. And then 10 to 20 hours, $7 to $10, and anything above 20 hours is going to be even more than that. But this is the range where if you're familiar with making a bundle, this is where you probably can get that in there. If you have 2 books that are 5 hours, you put them together, it'll be 10 hours plus. That way you can earn $7 to $10 per sale. So right here, these 2 right here, 3 to 5 hours and 5 to 10 hours is kind of my favorite sweet spot though. And if you're wondering how many words it takes to get to a certain length, you can see down here, 3 hours equals around 25,000 words most of the time. Sometimes 30,000 words, but what I've found is 25K words should get you to around 3 hours. You can kind of use the rough rule of thumb, which is 10,000 words kind of equals 1 hour of reading time. So for 5 hours, 50,000 words or so should get you there. Strategy number 2 to making more money with your audiobooks is by creating bundles out of your audiobooks. And like I said, 2 5-hour audiobooks bundled together is going to get you a 10-hour audiobook, which is going to get you a higher royalty earning every single sale. So like I said, bundles are 2 or more similar books put into one. And a bundle is a great way to create a book for free, basically, because how is it free, you're wondering? Because you already have 2 books that you've paid for, you've written them, you've put all your time into these 2 books. Now you can just combine them. And that new book that's combined is basically free because you paid for the 2 that are already there. That 3rd book is a free book that you can publish through KDP, and Audible. Take 2 of your already existing books and put them together, like I just said, as long as they are in a similar niche or keyword. So you can't just put 2 completely different books, put them together. They need to be in a similar niche. So if you have 2 books about like outdoors, awesome. You can put those 2 books together. It's fine. But you don't want to put a book about outdoors and a book about like knitting together. That's not going to make very much sense. All you need to do is get a narrator to say the new title / the credits for them and to get a new cover made. Because think about it, if you have 2 books already made, you have them narrated already, you have the narrations for both of these books, but there's going to be a new title associated with that bundle. So you need to get a narrator to read the new title and the new credits. And you're also going to need to get a new cover made, which goes without saying with any new book. Bundles are obviously longer, so they'll make you additional income due to the increase in royalty amount per sale. So here's some examples if you're wondering what a bundle might look like. So I'll click this one here. Open link, and you can see this one is a Spanish language 3-in-1 bundle. So there's 3 books in this bundle, so you can do more than 2 books as well. And you can see with all 3 of these added, this length is around 12 hours. So this person's making pretty good income every single time they make a sale. All right, so that's just one bundle example. Let's look at the other bundle here. This one is an affirmation bundle. You can see there's 3-in-1 affirmations, and this one's getting to the 9-hour mark. So if I was this person, I would have tried to get the 10-hour mark, because as soon as you get over the 10-hour threshold, you're making a bigger royalty. So this one's already making good money in terms of royalty amount based on the length, but I feel like if it got it to 10 hours, they obviously would have made more money off the royalties. Finally, strategy number 3 is create interactive audiobooks. So if you don't know what those are, let's talk about it right now. Examples of these could be joke books and trivia books. So these kinds of books are basically game books, gaming, entertainment style books that require the listener to interact with the book. So what do I mean by this? For example, if a book is about trivia and there are 4 possible answers for a question, the narrator will need to read out the questions and the possible answers, okay? Or the question and then the possible answers, and then repeat them oftentimes. So for example, if you have a book about trivia and it's like, how old is planet Earth, or whatever, and then be like 4 or 5 different answers. The reader reads out 30 million years old, 20 million years old, however, whatever the answers are, the narrator will read all answers out, probably very slow, and they'll read it out once more time through. All right, and that's going to take additional time. That's going to add up when it comes to the hours of your book. So the thing is with these interactive books, you can make them pretty short, maybe 10,000 words, but since the narrator is repeating these questions, these jokes, whatever it may be, it's going to take them a lot longer to get through it, which is going to make the audiobook longer. And the best part is, after that is done, the narrator should pause and let the listener pick their answers. So the narrator can pause for like 10, 15 seconds, blank space, but it's not like it's bad quality. That's just there for the listener to interact with the book. Maybe they're listening with a bunch of people or something like that. It's like a game they're playing. It's good for the narrator to wait 10 to 15 seconds, let the listener say the answer, and then continue on to the book. After that, like I said, the correct answer will be told. And all these things, like I said before, take a lot of time. And with the right amount of trivia questions or jokes, a book like this can reach 3 to 5 hours very, very easily. So here's some examples of these if you want to see what these look like. So if not this one, you can see this one's a Would You Rather book. And this one is 3 hours long. So I'm guessing this person knows how to pause, do that kind of stuff. So this one obviously got to the 3-hour mark on purpose because the royalty is a lot better. Because what I see with a lot of people doing these books is that they'll do the interactive style book, but the thing is, like, they won't get it to an hour or 3 hours long. It'll be like an hour because they're just reading through everything. They're not doing the pause. They're not doing the repeating that's actually necessary for this style of book. You see this one right here, the Ultimate Trivia Pub Quiz, 5 hours, 1 minute. So obviously that person knew the threshold for 5 hours is a lot higher earnings-wise than below 5 hours. And obviously they've done this correctly. They've done it to the 5-hour mark. They're going to get lots of good royalties off of sales in that book. So that is pretty much it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed my 3 main strategies for making more money from your audiobooks on audible.com. Before I let you go, though, I do want to mention I do have a 100% free online Facebook community. It's linked, the first link in the description down below. If you click it, you can join it. It's 100% free, like I said, and pinned to the very top is my 5-step guide to getting started with self-publishing. So if you're brand new to this, you want to learn, that is the perfect guide to get you going, get you started, so you can get a feel for how this business model works and how to get started with it right away. The other best part is that in the group, you can ask any questions you have, anything you want to do. There's tons of experts in there, including me, answering questions all the time. So again, if you want to join that group, it's the first link in the description down below. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. I try to post new videos about self-publishing, online entrepreneurship, and just lifestyle in general every single week. So if that works for you, I'll see you in next week's video. Peace.